In my previous video, I was not able to finish this question, so I'm going to start again. This is the square root, so you know it's going to be to the half. And I've broken down the 72, and that is 2 cubed times 3 squared. Now I'm going to write 2 cubed as 2 squared, because 2 cubed is 2 to the 2 plus 1, and then of course you have the 3 squared. So 2 cubed can be written as 2 squared times 2 to the 1. If you combine these two, remember this is 2 cubed, 2 to the 2 plus 1, and then of course we have 3 squared. And the reason why we are doing this is because if the exponent is a multiple of 2, then it'll cancel with the 2 in the denominator, making it a whole number overall. A to the 4th, I'm going to leave it as a to the 4th because 4 is divisible by 2, or 4 is a multiple of 2. B cubed, I'm going to write it as b squared times b to the 1 and c squared. And you'll see exactly why we did that. So it's 2 squared to the power of half times 2 to the 1 to the half. 3 squared to the half, a to the 4th to the half, b squared to the half, b to the half, and c squared to the half. So this is equal to 2 to the 1 times 2 to the half, 3 to the 1. When we multiply these two, the 2 cancels with a 4. 2 goes 2 times into 4, and that is a to the 2nd power. Next, we multiply the 2 and the half, and the 2 cancels with the 2, leaving b to the 1, so that's b to the 1, times b to the half, and then finally the 2 cancels with the 2, and we have c to the 1. Now all the terms with whole number exponents, 2 to the 1, 3 to the 1, a squared, b to the 1, and c. I'm going to write it first. So that's 2 times 3. Hold on, let me just erase this. So I'm going to combine the numbers. 2 times 3 is 6. Next I'm going to write a squared, b to the 1, c to the 1. So I've written all the ones I've highlighted in pink. And now I'm going to write down 2 to the half times b to the half. So now I've covered everything. So that's 2 to the half, b to the half. So all the numbers with whole number exponents, I wrote it down first. So this is equal to 6 a squared bc, and now 2 is to the half and b is to the half. That's the same as 2b whole to the half. Now we are combining the terms, and that's going to be the square root of 2b. So this is the simplest possible way in which we can write the final answer. Since the original the original problem is written as a square root, we're going to write whatever is to the half as the square root, and anything with whole number exponents, we write it down first. Let's look at the next one. 32, x to the 9, y to the 10, whole to the 1/4, because it's the 4th root of. Now 32 is 8 times 4 is 32. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2, and the 4 is 2 times 2. So this is 2 to the 5th power. Now we're going to raise this to the power of 1/4. So I'm going to write it as the largest multiple of 4 less than 5 plus whatever, because 4 plus 1 is 5. Now this is the same as 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 1. So 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 1 times x to the 9th is x to the largest multiple of 4 is 8, and then there's one more. So that is x to the 8 plus 1. It's 8 because we want to be able to divide by 4. And the largest multiple of 4 less than 10 is 8, and 8 plus 2 is 10. Let's rewrite this. It's 2 to the 4, 2 to the 1, x to the 8 times x to the 1, using the rule of exponents, and this is y to the 8 times y to the 2, whole to the 1/4. So this is equal to 2 to the 4 whole to the 1/4 times 2 to the 1 whole to the 1/4 x to the 8 whole to the 1/4. Basically, you're dividing each exponent by 4. So this is x to the 1 whole to the 1/4, y to the 8 whole to the 1/4, y squared whole to the 1/4. Now, the rule of exponents says multiply these two, which means I can cancel common factors. Multiply these two. 4 goes 2 times into 8. Multiply these two. 4 goes 2 times into 8. And then 2 goes 2 times into 4. So I'm going to write this as 2 to the 1 I'm going to write this as 2 to the 1, x to the 2, y to the 2. Two to the 1, x squared, y squared, and we have y squared whole to the 1/4. And I'm not going to cancel common factors since the question is written as a 4th power. I can just leave it alone. Let me not cancel this. I'm going to leave that alone. And now I'm going to write down all the terms that have fractional exponents, the pink ones, and that is 2 to the 1/4, x to the 1/4, y squared to the 1/4. So this is 2x squared y squared. Each of these is to the 1/4. So the whole thing is to the 1/4. So that's 2 times x times y squared to the 1/4. So that is 2x squared y squared, 4th root of 2x y squared. So that's a simplified form in which we can write it. Any fourth power inside, we brought it out and wrote it as there was 2 to the 4th power became a 2, x to the 8th power became an x squared, y to the 8th power became a y squared, and the rest still sits inside the 4th power.